sort of a shame because it's a spectacular beach.
Can a boardwalk go in level and then be raised later?
Well, put it
It's
this
going to
way.
go in sections or something.
We have,
I don't know what the point is. So.
no, we have a permit to get for the boardwalk to be 3 feet
I
elevated.
understand
That was a
that,
growth
yeah.
issue.
Right.
So the only way you can put in another boardwalk, you go for modification of the permit. It
Right.
has to be ground level.
Right.
Well, a lot of it's expensive.
Currently, the permit requires that it be 3
I understand.
But if it's a ground level, will it work very well?
If it's ground level, I mean, certainly there'd be less damages out there right now.
Their concern, the reason that they require it to be that high is because of coastal flooding and the hydrology of the wetlands in the area, although I don't know how scientifically valid that is, but that's what their regulations
So
They
the
want-
grass phenomenon, dogs only.
Well, no,
I mean,
it's
it's
not
supposed to
that
grow
different.
underneath and then it.
Well, grass doesn't grow on the docks.
But it's that sort of thing. The
It's
idea
that sort
that
of
water
thing.
can flow under it, animals can move under it, they have all of these requirements.
Put it high enough to get light under
So
it.
it's kind of their standard. It certainly wasn't specific to this issue, so I think.
But it's quite wet.
It is quite wet. I mean, 3 feet is excessive, but I think they'd be hard pressed to, I mean, they might get a variance, I don't know.
Well, whatever this group wants to do, I mean, we need to, or maybe we let it go for a year and take pictures and document what's happened to it and say, okay, guys, now we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. What do we do? Because we don't have the resources to build a 3-foot high boardwalk. Do we go for a variance to bring it down? You just get it done. I mean, we'll just end up with a palace back there. And unfortunately, we have a sign up that says CRMC permit, and the trail's going to be approved, and they're going to put a boardwalk and all this. And now, that's why I thought about taking the permit down. Nobody's taking it down. They don't care, so it's, you know.
And they're probably thinking, what are these guys going to do to my boardwalk?
That's right. I'm 9 feet again.
Yeah. Anyway, it's something we should think about. We should debate whether we want to go for variance. I mean, we could do that, but we might have more ammunition if we wait until it really gets trampled on after a year and just say, or maybe if we get Tim Otto here again.
I'd be surprised if it get much worse. It's pretty bad.
Oh, it's going to get, no, okay, it'll get worse. It'll get worse.
Yeah,
It'll get
there's
worse.
a lot more than that. Painful.
No, it's-
Yes, counterintuitive, counter-environmental, everything.
Yeah. But especially for existing trail. That's the, we could probably get a variance from them because it's an existing trail. It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, then why didn't they give it to us?
Well, we didn't try.
We didn't
ask.
couch
See,
it.
we didn't ask before.
You didn't ask questions
Well,
about
we asked
being
about it.
told 3 feet?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We did ask questions about that.
Because
but
I
then-
seem to remember at the time that there was a pretty firm response given.
Right, but that doesn't mean we couldn't have put in an application for a different height and just
Of course
see what
not,
happens.
that's right.
And say we're
You
looking
could.
for a variance because, you know, that would be the only way to do it, just go for a variance to do it, so. 'Cause
So this thing would be underwater at times, is that what you're saying?
oh, it's not only underwater now, it's.
No, I meant once it's in, you know, 3 feet, we keep it above.
That's the concern.
Yeah,
whether
below
that
it
actually
would,
happened,
it
I'm
would
not
get
so sure.
swamped.
No, that's not, it has to have a certain, like the eelgrass docks, it has to have a
Yeah.
certain
Like the
elevation
water.
so that light can get underneath.
Yeah.
It's not, that's not where the water flows to.
No, water table, I get more than private, it's probably against the 6 inches.
But I think, no,
Well, it's a
I
stream,
think
essentially.
CRMC's regulations have more to do with coastal flooding,
Right.
so like hurricane, not so much. I mean, it has to do, because usually with DEM, it's 18 inches to 2 feet above for light penetration, forest floor, movement of animals, that kind of thing. I think with CRMC, it's a coastal flooding
Yeah.
issue, not the freshwater wetlands that are there normally, but storm.
Surge?
flooding,
Storm surge.
Storm surge, yeah.
I even looked at another route for the trail, but everything out of the wetland, there's just no place. I mean,
Plus,
I
there's an
looked at-
existing trail, you can't, I mean,
Yeah.
it's already there.
I think what we should do is
Right.
document what
Yeah.
happens this year, and if we want to go for a variance, we should just go for it. Just, and see, if all they can say is no, we can go before the coastal council if we have to, and ask them for a variance because of the existing trail. It just doesn't seem to have a fix that's affordable.
So what's your difference in money? Is it 25,000, is that what you're saying?
No, the cost is in elevating the trail. You've got to bring somebody in with a machine to drive the pilings.
Yeah.
And then you've got to buy the
We were
pilings
thinking,
that are longer.
15, 20,000, and now it's more like 100,000. So
That's
Well,
that was different.
Actually, Bill Kelly priced out the first we were going to put in, and he got $50,000. And that was for only materials.
Yeah.
So that would assume volunteer labor, but when we started looking at this, putting a 3-foot elevated trail through there,
you cannot
It's hard to do, you can't do that with volunteers, you can put it together, but I guess somebody's gonna drive the pilings.
Yeah.
And they drive just like they drive fence posts on George Neal's farm. The same guy just comes in, George said it's easy to do.
Yeah.
And he can drive the post out there because I took George to the trail. So that's not the problem, it's just, now you gotta pay somebody to do the work. And if you're gonna do that, you know, you might as well pay for the rest of it. So the labor was probably,
So if it's elevated at all, it has to be the pile, they have to, some kind of post has to be driven.
there's no way you get it high enough and have it stable enough, it's gonna stay.
So basically, if it's elevated at all, it's, you know, kind of expensive.
Well, they're calibrated like that.
Might as well just 3 feet. It's elevated.
Yeah. Well, we had an engineer look at it, and he said, I just won't, if you don't sink into the ground deep enough, then I guess things are gonna fall over.
Yeah.
So we're stuck there. All right, well, let's keep our thinking caps on. Did you take pictures, Carol, this
No.
last time? Maybe I should go out there and take some pictures. Maybe we can get somebody to take some pictures on Saturday.
The town does own lots that are contiguous
Yeah, the
to,
worst case scenario would be probably after that last rain.
the town does own a lot that's contiguous, isn't it, on the
That's land
western
trust.
corner?
Land trust.
Land trust?
All right, let's just keep that on the agenda. Maybe I'll get some more pictures. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, the Greenway, Justin Jobin is our environmental person from the town. He and Lisa and I walked the whole thing with our machetes and slashed through whatever we could. And we've got a pretty good idea where it's going to go once it leaves Neal's farm and goes into the town property. And then where it will go across that upper end of the marsh, which is really almost part up and part downland, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's going to probably have a little bit of a boardwalk section there that we're going to have to deal with because there's just no right of way right there, very much of a right of way. So Justin's putting together the actual proposed track. We're probably going to have to hire somebody to go in and help us do a little bit of clearing so we can at least walk in the area because we couldn't even get through it the other day. We got to the end and we probably had 50 or 100 feet to go and it was just so dense. So we may have to hire somebody just to go and clear enough to walk through so that when we do the permitting, somebody can at least walk through there. And then once it leaves the area and it's to the south of the creek, then it would go through that area that we're talking about for the that the town owns, where we're going to use for the round marsh restoration project for the disposal areas. But put a trail there connecting right to the trail of the sanctuary. And it would be out of view. And everybody just loved that area that we looked at for an overlook, and they said it'd be a great place to just have a little overlook. You know, not a physical overlook, but actually just an open area that you can see the marsh. So I think that's, Lisa said, let's just go for it.
After the restoration.
Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna, no, Carol, we're not gonna slow down the restoration project.
After
Believe
I
me.
have a permit in hand and that project is complete, you can ask for whatever you want.
Oh, well, no, she wants to, we gotta work on the permitting that soon. Just get the permitting. Because she's got $50,000 that she wants to commit to get that trail section of the trail started. Okay, that's on that. Macro Cove, I just wanted people to think if we want to do any more work at Macro Cove this year. Almost every year we've done something. I can usually get the town to go out and at least regrade the sand and put it back on the front edge of the dune. There's a drainage problem there, and I talked with Mike, the town engineer.
Mike Ray.
Mike Ray. And there's a drainage problem at both ends of that beach from the Beaver Tail Road. So, 'cause I went down there during the storm, and it's
Yeah,
not.
it blows a hole right through it.
Yeah, it's not the storm waves coming over the dune as much.
But they're doing that too.
Oh, they're doing that too, but the dune seems to be holding there. What it is the water coming down the hill, that when that lower part of the road floods,
Yeah.
it all goes, once it breaks through the beach, it goes through the beach and just washes it out of both ends.
Yeah, it's sort of a two-part problem.
Yeah.
I really feel very strongly that we should look at that at some point. And I don't really have an answer, although